Okay, so we're asked to find the solution of 2,463 multiplied by 11. Now, this is a pretty large number. It's much larger than any of the numbers we've dealt with before. However, because we're multiplying by 11, there's a special trick for it. First, the ones place is going to be the same ones place it is in the first number, so 3. Then you add the ones place with the tens place to get your next digit, 9. You continue, so 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. You carry the 1 over for later, and you write 0. But, 10 minus 10 is 0, and you carry over that 10 for later. And then 2 plus 4 plus that 1 you carried over is 7. And then finally, you take your last digit as being 2. So to recap, this is our first digit, and then some of these two, some of these two, and some of these two. And finally, that is our last digit. You get 27,093. So what this really is just a complex version of FOIL. You're really just multiplying at a time. This 1 gets multiplied with the ones place, for example, and this 1 gets multiplied by the tens place. So they both go in the same digit spot. However, they're essentially 1 times 6 plus 3 times 1, which is just 6 plus 3. And you're basically doing that for every single occasion. So, for example, 3 times 10 plus 60 times 1 is equal to 90. And that gets you your 90 right here. And then anytime you have to carry over 1, you would simply put that into the next digit, and then finally end with just the tens place here and the highest digit here forming the last number. So going down to this problem, 317 times 11, 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. And then finally just the 3 remaining over there. And then, of course, if you want to do it in your head mentally, you would have to keep track of each of these numbers. So 7, 8, 4, 3. 7, 8, 4, 3. So 3, 4, 8, 7 is your answer. You did it mentally. And then same thing here, 0. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then finally that 2 at the end. Here we combine one of the tricks we've seen from the earlier video with 25 squared. And count, you take that, it always ends in 25, and then 2 times 3 is your hundreds place, so 625. 625 times 11, 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then finally the 6 remaining. And then, in this case down here, you can apply a special trick where you multiply this number by 2 and divide this number by 2 to form 90 times 11. And if you do that, it's pretty simple from there. 0, 9, 90, using the same method I talked about earlier, just rewriting it as 90 times 11. So yeah, and then of course, this does require you to keep track of a lot of digits if you're going to write the answer all at once, which would be the case for mental math that is a number sense test. But it's not too bad, and it's really just remembering to add each digit. And you can even expand this to stuff like times 111, where you keep track of 3 digits at a time instead of just 2. Anyway, that's all. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and goodbye.